traders and investors alike were green on Friday. I hope everybody's had a great, wonderful weekend. I hope members have had time to go over the studies, the pattern studies, and get a little education in, along with some relaxation over the weekend. We will look at the charts in a minute. I want to go over the earnings and then our econo data for this week because we do have a catalyst. All right, so coming in on Monday, AutoZone, that can be a decent earnings move sometimes. General Mills is not really a big mover, but we'll keep an eye on it. Costco's could be if they knock it out of the park. FedEx should be dead money, but what if they come out and pull a Walmart or something like that? So we'll be watching. You never know. So let's take a look at the econo data. First off, I just want to point out right here, Trend Catalyst Traders is for educational purposes only. You must consult a financial advisor before deploying real assets of any kind. Everything discussed or mentioned here are just my thoughts and ideas. After you consult a financial advisor, you must trade your plan and within your means. Okay, now that that's out of the way, the big day, not a lot going on this week except for, this big day we've been waiting on right here. So Tuesday, the FOMC meeting begins. That really doesn't affect us. Wednesday, 2 p.m., 2:30 p.m., the FOMC announcement. Then we have a whole half an hour for the market to pop and move around on, waiting for J Powell to come out. We will have this up live. As always, this is a money-making event for Trend Catalyst members. We will be on this. I also want to point out that Fed Powell is speaking on Friday as well, and we do have PMI composite flash Friday. We also have jobless claims on Thursday. So let's see what Big Daddy Powell, let's see if he can move the market for us again this time. Well, let's go take a look at the charts. All right, so we have a lot to go over, so let's just get to it. We'll go into Pacific Star charts and areas as we get to them. So you can see the put to call ratio is 117, still bearish. That's telling us that they are hedged up going into this meeting, coming into this week. This is the Dow Jones automotive sector. We have been posting some stuff last week and yesterday. Just going to go over some of those charts. So this is the automotive sector. Chart looks a little bit like Tesla. I should have put the consumer discretionary chart in this list. I did not, but consumer discretionary is trading stronger than what you would think it is. So here in the automotive sector, we had big volume on Friday. MACD's crossed to the bullish side. Not a huge cross here, but we are crossed to the bullish side, and we're showing relative strength. The restaurant and bars industry chart looks decent here. MACD is kind of flat, wants to go bullish, but kind of flat. But we are showing some relative strength in this market. Decent volume coming in. Definitely want to keep an eye on this industry. This is inside of the consumer discretionary. Renewable energies, just wanted to point out how strong this is. We lost a 9 on Friday, was able to take it back. MACD's flat and cooling. You can see the relative strength right there. I love seeing relative strength like this. I love seeing a hot RSI. Most people would be like, oh, I'm going to go short here. I'm going to go short here. I love this. This is exactly what I look for. I'm a momentum trader. I love stocks with strong momentum. I'm a short-term momentum trader. It's exactly what I'm looking for. And for the people who've seen that and went short on it, good luck with that. All right, so now we have the NASDAQ, the oscillators for the NASDAQ. We are at negative 156. That is getting a little warm. The New York Stock Exchange were negative 167. So once again, 200's kind of 200's hot. So we're getting a little oversold here coming into this week. SPX, the last video we did, we talked about how this looked like a bear flag and possible, what happens when you get a bear flag. Well, we pulled down. I was kind of hoping to close inside the pattern and have this week's candle pull down, but that candle went ahead and snatched down for us. The dollar kind of just kind of holding in here. It's holding the 9. I still think there's some upside to come. The bad thing about the dollar being so strong, it makes it really hard on our commodity stocks. VIX, I bumped this chart out at a little bit more time in here. We'll move it back. I just wanted to show so this year of where we've been trading at this year, and how we've moved up. And around March, we were at our highest point of this year so far, and we've still kind of cooled down since then. If this market pulls back, I would expect the VIX to push. We still have this little tabletop here I've been talking about. We have to take this area out. Also, I want to note, see how the Bollinger Bands are rolling over top the price now? So just getting interesting there. Let's definitely keep an eye on that. That looks interesting with that Bollinger Band going over top the price there. A VIX 15-minute chart, you can see the spike Friday morning. I was able to trade VXX, scout VXX with 1,000 shares on the spike, and we did pull back towards the end of the day, which was exactly what we were expecting. Everybody's always talking about max pain, and always throwing numbers out there. But the fact is, with so many people hedged in this market, to deliver max pain would have been trying to push the market up by the end, at the end of the day, trying to shake people out of positions. They also chopped. We were expecting chop to trim down on the premiums. So we pretty much got exactly what we were expecting Friday. Friday was an awesome day for me. Made really good money. Crude, this is the light crude chart. We are back below our moving averages with the doji candles letting us know there's some indecision there. Apple daily, this has been pulling back. We did put in a hammer candle on Friday. Bearish MACD. Apple is the most shorted stock right now. AbbVie, this is another chart we posted. I posted 2 versions of this. I posted the chart before I drew the pattern. It's not exactly textbook. We do have volume here on the move up. We had volume here on the move up. Some volume here on the way down, but I'd like to have seen some volume here to push back up and more volume here coming down. So it doesn't have all the volume characteristics. Fact is, this chart is showing volume. It's showing relative strength versus the market, and it's showing momentum. And it broke above a previous support level. Well, it broke above a resistance level, and now is support. It's back above our major moving averages. So it's definitely worth keeping an eye on whether this pattern, like I say, it's not super textbook. It's not bad, but it's not textbook. Whether this pattern is valid or not, the chart is strong, breaking above a previous fail area. As you can see, we tested, couldn't take it out. Volume on Friday had a breakout on volume. That chart is definitely worth watching. AMD, I've been bearish on these guys, on the semis in general. That ON chart looks good. I didn't put it in here, but that chart, it's been a monster. But we're just kind of chopping around down here. Affirm, you can see we are right into this trend line now. So if we break below this trend line, I would look for a move down if we get below this trend line. Your 9's right there, your 20's on its way down to apply pressure. We see these setups all the time in intraday. Same thing. So watching this 20 come down to apply pressure, that should help get us below this trend line here. Then I would look for this support level right here around the 1960-ish area. MACD is, trying to pinch here and roll down. Anything can happen this week. This market's trading on emotion, so setups can be busted up very easily. Affirm 15-minute chart, you can see the last 2 days we had this big pop, and then after that big pop, we've been into a downtrend. It was a big pop though. Just want to go back here real quick, kind of tower topish, not perfect, but kind of tower topish, letting you know something's not right. can't take the level out that it's struggling with, and pull back. Airbnb, I still want to keep this pattern. I can still extend this out a little bit. We did take this pattern out once, got a false breakout and pulled back. Still want to keep an eye on this. Amazon. Amazon's been showing a lot of relative strength in this market compared to a lot of the other stocks, the bigger name stocks, tech stocks. And you can see Friday was a decent grind up, a nice push. We had this on the radar, called this out several times on Friday. Amazon weekly chart, you can see the big bullish or bearish engulfing candle last week. So big, strong bearish engulfing candle. It was able to give a little bit of it back. I would watch this 20 right here. So watch your weekly 20. We lose that'll act as support. We lose that, expect more downside. Like I say, it's been showing some relative strength. I would be really careful with that one. AMC, you can see we pushed up, tried to chop around, almost got like an intraday double top here. Not perfect. Not perfect. You can see we pushed back up into this area, and that's when it has started to pull back. The AMC chart's looking pretty poor. AMD here, this is the 15-minute chart, and you can see the trend down. So I was asked, why was I so bearish since the beginning of the year? Everybody's been saying, buy these, buy the semis, they're great stocks. They'll come back, I've been saying, no, don't buy them. Don't buy them. There's better places for your money. Constantly saying this. I've repeated it and repeated it and repeated it. I've been overall bearish. Of course, they've had, times when we were looking for bullish moves on them because of the market, but I've been overall bearish on them. And I was asked Friday after the market closed, after talking about it, I was asked, why was I so bearish? Well, it's pretty simple. They were pumped. The chips were pumped. NVIDIA, the stock split, just super pumped up. Anytime something gets pumped like that and gets pushed like crazy, like when they get these crazy big pushes up like that, they always come back. Just a matter of time. They always come back. I knew coming into this market there was going to be some they were going to get brought back down to where they're, evaluated instead of being so over-evaluated. Just to keep it simple, they were pumped up. So you can see Amazon here. We were looking for this rounded, actually, this little, like a little cup and handle type thing here. And it really didn't get a huge move down, but we did get some trying to fill this gap. This gap is now filled, had this little hammer candle. Now there's a gap to the upside here. But then you can see we tried to swing up. We talked about these patterns last week and how some of the, like that's more of a rounded bottom, but a lot of them actually are what's called a descending scallop. And from my experience, descending scallops usually break to the downside. Just from my personal experience. Apple 15-minute chart, you can see we've been into a downtrend here. Apple weekly chart, the Apple has been overall really strong in this market compared to a lot of other stocks. Like this weekly chart is a really nice looking chart. It has been pulling back. It is the #1 shorted stock right now. At least that's what they're saying. I don't know that for a fact, but that's what we've been seeing. You can see this little snakehead here. That's what how I like to look at the MACD. Will this cross and go down, or will it turn into a duck head and it open its bill up? So will it roll down? It's what it looks like. It wants to roll down. But sometimes you can see it'll look like a duck bill trying to open up. So this is worth keeping an eye on. So we're still holding the 20, looks like. We may be barely below it. Keep an eye on that weekly 20 moving average. Boeing, we had this rounded top. You can see the rounded top there that we first had drawn. Redrew this pattern over the weekend, and it's doing exactly what it's supposed to. Pull back, flag into the resistance, pull back, flag back into the resistance. Exactly textbook move there. It's a bigger pattern than what I like to find, honestly. I try to stick with smaller patterns because I'm a fast trader. I'm looking for something that's going to make moves and make moves now. I'm not big on waiting. It's just not my style. I mean, I don't mind keeping something on the watch list, but I'm not looking to trade something over a month's period of time. I want to trade it, I'm looking to find the patterns and looking for a fast breakout, looking for a breakout to happen now. So Bitcoin, so since we're doing the pattern studies and stuff now in the Discord, let's keep that in mind. Your smaller patterns work better for us momentum traders versus the larger patterns. We can still catch the breakout, but it usually takes longer. You get a bigger move, but it takes longer. All right, so Bitcoin weekly chart coming down here, holding this support level, but it's really, really, really beating its head on it. Bitcoin daily chart, kind of ugly here. We had this nice push up and then just getting snatched back. The market, just the market. That's it. BJ's, we posted this chart over the weekend. This was posted Discord, Facebook, and Twitter. You can see the touch points on this trend line. We come back. We lost the 9 on Thursday, retook it on Friday. It's definitely one to keep an eye on. Watch this MACD. Look at that histogram. See the histogram? You know what I'm talking about. Seeing the RSI showing momentum or showing relative strength here. We're seeing relative strength in our price comparison. Strong chart, very strong chart. Boeing pulling back here as well on the 15 on the intraday. Chewy, this thing's been all over the place. We got this cup, built this base, formed a handle, give us a small breakout. Didn't last long, formed a rounded top, come right down, broke support, come down, put in a low, put in a higher low right here. So this may be trying to go into an uptrend. Watch this MACD. This MACD will give us some clues. Starting this week, see like tomorrow, see what that MACD is going to tell us, see what the price action does right now. Coming into this week, it'd be really, Monday, Tuesday is going to be really important on that MACD to show us, to give us an idea of what it wants to do. And it can just chop. Consumer staples. This is where you would think, like, this is defensive. You think people would be moving money here, and it's not. Consumer discretionary is actually trading better than consumer staples. Just one thing that I've been noticing. Crowd has this rounded top here now as well. Banging its head on this support level. We lose this. I would look for more downside. CVX down candle on Friday on volume. We lost a 20 and a 9, and you can see the 9 already trying to turn down. Energy plays, we've been bullish on them, as bullish as you can be with all the FUD. They still have performed very well since we were a couple of times we said that energy is a good place to be. It's kind of a stock picking sector though as well, and we've also mentioned that. You can see here on the 15-minute chart how it's just pulled down. Friday was kind of an ugly day for it, but that's all right. We trade them in both directions. All right, DraftKings. So DraftKings is normally strong this time of year. You have all the sports betting kicking back up, and DraftKings usually pushes this time of year. So we had this descending scallop, which so far is still holding. We pushed up, so now we did get over the 200. Friday we were able to hold the 200. See what happens when this 9's coming up. I'm not a big MA cross person, but your 9 just did cross your 20. So that's another bullish sign there. This is the coal sector. So one thing that, we were bullish on coal. This little inverted head and shoulders had something to do with that. We got to break out to the upside. Now it has been cooling off. Just wanted to point out top. One top, two top equals double top. So let's keep an eye on these coal names. We lost our major moving averages in here. We lost some support as well. Looks like we can probably pull down to the 200 here. You can see we touched the 200 there and bounced with that little hammer candle. So if we can watch these coal names, see if we can get a pullback on them. Trade them in both directions. We've been trading them on the way up. Let's trade them on the way down. ENPH, this is a solar energy stock. a renewable energy stock. MACD is pretty flat right now. Trying to push up here. Like to see more momentum in that MACD. Showing some relative strength in this market though. Trading on volume as well. That's another good sign. ExxonMobil, we're pulling back here. FSLR, another, this is a solar name. First Solar, big volume on Friday, got us back above the 9. You see we flagged into the 9, actually lost the 9, retook it. See if we can push up here. This flag is still in play. You can draw your trend lines out farther. Right now we are still in that flag, so we're looking for a flag breakout. It's good to be back above the 9. GME, we're back above the 9 here. 20 is going to be resistance. MACD's trying to cross. Showing a little relative strength in this market. Not super hot, but we are showing some relative strength in this market. Volume's not the greatest, trading on pretty light volume right now. Google, so Google has broken into a new 52-week low. Last week, this is one that we were kind of expecting. It just wasn't as strong as the market. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen that. It's not the only name that we've been talking about that's not as strong as the market. So you got the Qs here. So we got this descending scallop right back into resistance, and we went right into our previous level. So this has been a big area for us, and on the way down we lost 295, which once again is a pretty big area for us. We have a fib level right in that area in the Discord, and we have lost that. We did have decent volume on Friday. This is not much of a hammer candle. We do have some hammers on Friday, but I really don't consider that. I'm looking for a wick twice the size of the candle body itself, at least, if not longer. More wick, the better, in my opinion. The Qs, you can see here, we're pulling back, put in this little rounded bottom down here on the intraday chart, and pushed up Friday, which is exactly what we were expecting. So if you go back and look at this, you're coming into options expiration week. You're down to the last day of the week on Friday. And, so we were expecting max pain, which I don't look at max pain numbers. To me, max pain is doing the opposite of what the market wants you to do when you have the market that's so short. Everybody's so short. The best thing to do to shake them out would be to push the market up. And before that, they give us some premium burn, which is just chop. So we got exactly what we were expecting on Friday, at least what I was expecting. We talked about the bear flag. I didn't draw it out on every chart. We talked about it last week. Pointed it out on the SPX weekly chart. Same thing here, already breaking down below. TLT, the bonds, this is very weak. In the last video, we talked about a inverse that you can trade when the bonds are moving down. You can buy this as it goes up. If you're bearish on bonds, you can buy that and make money. IWM, you can see the weekly chart here once again, breaking below. Watch this 200 here for support. So watch your 200 weekly for support there. Your MACD also. Your MACD also is trying to roll, losing that histogram as well. IWM daily chart, we're rolling down here. Push right back up into push back up into resistance, which was previous support, now resistance, and we pulled back last week. Friday had a pretty flat day. IWM 15-minute chart, you can see the nice rounded bottom here. Not sure where that crazy candle came from there. That was a big candle. More, we lost support Friday. See where we open tomorrow. See how the moving averages are trying to roll. I need to get the MACD turned on. It's an older chart. Meta, I don't know what to say here. I've been calling for a new low for 2 weeks now, and we now have gotten it. Big down bearish engulfing candle there Friday. Meta daily chart broke down, new 52-week low. MACD's bearish. 15-minute chart, Now grinding down here. MU got this rounded top we've been watching. I redrew it. You can see the original rounded top and did exactly what we were, expecting. It's been pulling down, back up, pulling down, back into the top itself, down. Here we're at a support level. What should happen here, if it made a textbook move, it'll move back into resistance and then take another move down, test that support and lose it. So that would be a textbook move now, would be to push up into resistance and then move back down. You can see your MACD's bearish. Microsoft, broke below support there. MACD's bearish. Microsoft 15-minute chart. Microsoft's been trading weaker than the market too, so let's keep that in mind. You get a lot of chop there on Friday, not a big move at the end of the day. Not that the market made a big move, but it moved better than that. Microsoft weekly chart down here testing a support level. We lose that, I would look for your next level. If we lose that, looks like 220-ish area. If we lose this support, we could be looking for the 220-ish area. I would look in the intraday chart first. This is a diamond bottom on Moderna. Price in here banging around. This is a diamond bottom on Moderna. A lot of times these diamond bottoms like this will break to the upside. We have to take out the moving averages. With both moving averages coming down on it, it's got to take those out. I mean, it's got some work to put in here. MACD's trying to turn bullish. The healthcare sector is one of the better looking sectors right now as well. Got good bullish volume coming into it, moving on volume. Nice pattern. MRL, we've been bullish on energy. You can see it comes back, tested this 20. Tried to push up, tested the 20, pushed up, testing your 20, your 9, and your 20. Look for a move up there. If crude pushes, watch that one for a move up. It's been one of the ones I've been calling out last week. You can see this is the NASDAQ itself. Big volume on Friday. You got a little hammer down here, but to me, I'd like to see more wick. MACD's bearish. I'd like to see more wick. I'm sure a lot of people would say hammer candle, and I guess it could pass, but I would like to see more wick. I like to see 1.5 to 2 times the wick of the candle body itself. If not bigger, the better. Netflix, when it comes to wicks, size does matter. Netflix, if we continue to push here, we've had 2 bullish days on this. It's been some news. Just had quite a bit of things coming into the trading room on this that's been on our radar. Watch this gap. If we get back to the gap, you can see we were rejected there. See what happens this time. Make a plan to take it out. Make a plan to get rejected. Plan A, plan B. Trade it. Moving on volume. I know it doesn't look great like back here, small volume bars, but the last 2 days, almost double the daily average. MACD has been flat. Looks like it's trying to cross and come out. Chart's actually holding in well. NCLH, travel and leisure has been looking really good here. This is trying to push up. It's weird that these are moving right now, but once again, there's some stuff in consumer discretionary that's moving better, and travel and leisure is on the radar there. I mean, it's been pushing up. Watch the 9 here. If we get a touch of that 9 on the daily, it's probably viable. I'm not saying it's a long-term viable type play, but I would keep an eye on this. Look at your moving averages. They're turning up, layered, level, and layered. Exactly what we're looking for. NVIDIA, I don't know what to say there. We've been saying that we were bearish. We got the double top. Then we confirmed the double top. We took the double top out, like the move that we were expecting, and getting close to doubling that now. Watch that 9. NVIDIA 15-minute chart. These were hot, Friday. They had some nice big pushes. They were on our radar, and some members made money on them. This is NVIDIA's weekly chart. You can see it's trading in this channel. Back to your weekly 200, your moving averages are pinching here. Friday, we touched this 200, or last week we touched this weekly 200, and we're trying to push up. So the bulls tried to come in and buy some of that pressure up, or take some of that pressure off, and we could see that Friday and that move up. Looking at the intraday charts, Oxy, it's just not been as hot since Buffett. Seems like the Buffett thing is cooling off. Tried to lose this 50 Friday. This is the area of interest right now. It's this 50-day. MACD still plenty bearish, but price action's holding in there. As long as we hold that 50, we're still a decent chance. PLTR, this is thing just downtrend. I don't know what to say here. We need to get above these major the 9 and 20 here. For a move up, we need to get the below for a move down. When I'm in between two moving averages like that, for me, it is no trade, no go. You can see PLTR, big move up on Thursday, and then after that, just a slow, continuous pullback. You can see the pullback in pre-market, and now pop right into your 15-minute 50. Your 15-minute 50 can be a very big area, a very useful tool to use to trade with. Pendleton just chopping around down here. We did get that move though. The actual candle pattern is called the falling 3, but I have made plenty of money without the third candle. I call it the falling 2, and it definitely has made money. Plug, these renewable energy names are still strong. Kind of got this double bottom down here, but in order for this to be a true double bottom, it would have to take out this neckline here. I thought we were on our way, and then last week just kind of busted it up a little bit. We are back below the 9 now. Still holding the support area though. This little red line is actually a support area I've got drawn in here from previous times, and we are holding that level. MACD is bearish. RSI is cooling off. Rivian. Lucid looks good as well. I can only cover so many charts. Big volume on Friday. You got this little cup here. Are we going to form a handle? Look at your moving averages. Look at your 9 pushing up. Your 20s coming down, converging with your 50. See if this 50 or this 20, I move up off this 50 and turn up with this 9. That's a good sign the way this 9's following the price up. See what happens when that 9 gets there. Don't forget, we can easily form a handle. Roblox, this chart was looking really good. Got busted up last week. Now we're back with lower moving averages. Seeing this, Bollinger Bands trying to pinch a little bit. MACD's trying to roll. Not really showing any relative strength here at all. RCL, another cruise line, Royal Caribbean, still showing strength here as well. I meant to put that travel and leisure index chart, industry chart in here. The S&P 500, you can see this big 3,900 area. You can see it was all tested in here, We lost it with a small hammer candle here on big bearish volume. Almost a dragonfly there. I'm going to call it a hammer. CRM right back to this previous level here where we found support. Got another little hammer there. MACD wants to roll over. Salesforce 15-minute chart, you can see the downtrend, the chop, and the push back up. It was able to take out the 15-minute 50 on the 15-minute chart there. Snow, this chart's just showing a lot of relative strength in this market, to be perfectly honest. It's not a name that I prefer, but I do want to point out that we just put in a double top here as well. See what happens. For this to be a double top, we would have to confirm taking out the neckline. This would be your neckline. Happens to also be a previous level of support. See if we can take this out, and that would confirm a double top. Right now, the chart's trying to hold in, but look at that MACD just turning over. RSI turning, showing it's trading about the same as the market. Well, actually, the market traded better than that Friday. towards the end of the day, we were able to recover quite a bit. SoFi, you know, we had this big push on Thursday, which was on our radar and has been pulling back ever since that push. SoFi 15-minute chart, you can see, no, I'm sorry, this is SoFi's daily chart. I do apologize. You can see we're below the support level, which now becomes resistance. We tested it, got rejected. So right now we close below our major moving averages on our 1-minute chart, or our daily chart. We need to keep an eye on that. Watch that MACD as well. SOXS, we covered this earlier in a video. I didn't draw the cup and handle patterns, but you can see these little cup and handle patterns all on those charts. You know, if you got some extra time, watch those charts, see if you can spot these patterns. It's on more than one. I didn't do all of them. That is if you are bearish on semis. Semis pull back, this goes up. See, you got the little duck head there with the bill. That's bullish. You got the duck head, you know, just for a minute it looks like a snake, then all of a sudden you get this bill like a duck. So just things I look at that's you're probably not going to find any textbook that's talking about a snake and a duck in the MACD. It's just stuff I use, comparison. You know, I try to associate things with patterns to help people remember. That looks like an upside down duck head, like the duck got his head upside down going into the water, which is absolutely bearish. That's the diamond. Decent candle on Friday though. You can see the SPY here. This is the SPY weekly chart. We took that downtrend out, pulling back here below support. So 376.67 is our next weekly support level if we stay below 387.67. They're weekly support levels. You can see this trend line. We were able to make money with that trend line Friday. That worked out perfectly. We got below it Thursday, put in this little handle candle down here Friday. Once again, this is like that goose head, but it's upside down, like he's got his head turned over, like he's got his neck turned over, like he's in the water. And that's his bill right there, like he's hunting for a fish or something. But he's in the water, bearish. This is the SPY 15-minute chart. You can see losing the MACD here. Put in this nice little, you know, we come around, chopped around, nice little push up there at the end of the day. Paid the bills at the end of the day. The S&P 5, I'm sorry, the SPY, this is our trend chart. So long-term trend, medium-term trend, short-term trend. This is the daily chart. All three indicators are screaming bearish right now. All three time, you know, the trend time frames that we're looking at there. Square pulling back here as well. XLK, you know, we had that little, you know, head and shoulders topping pattern. Pull back, push back up, flag back up, pull back down. There's your upside down goose, duck. And right here, so this looks like, you know, a duck's head and bill to the bullish side. And this is Tesla. So right now Tesla closed last week. Tight action there last week, but we were able to close over top, you know, all our major moving averages now on the weekly chart. Tesla daily, you can see right here we have a resistance level coming up. We not quite been strong enough to even get to it. Moving averages are turning up, trying to push. Also moving on volume, showing relative strength. Moving on volume shows momentum. Tesla 15-minute chart, I would definitely still keep an eye on this week. We can see that there's a big area coming up though, with some overhead resistance. Twitter, you got this little tabletop here. You know, some people would look at this as a touch point, pullback. Well, never mind. We're going to scratch that. Your moving averages are trying to come up and push the price action up though. Uber, so we retraced, and you can see with this candle here, you have a hangman here. No, I'm sorry, you have a gravestone here. Pulling back, we broke out of this Inverted cup and handle, we broke to the upside, pushed up, retraced the whole pattern. We actually were trading up here. As you can see, the wick put in a gravestone. After seeing a gravestone, technically your next 1 to 3 patterns should be a move to the downside. A UNG downtrend, I'm not sure what's going on there. I still feel like that natural gas should be bullish right now, but my opinion doesn't matter at all. This market does not care about my opinion at all. And I hate to tell you this, but it doesn't care about yours neither. I talk about trading with the I think something's going to, or trading on technicals. We trade on technicals. We don't do I think. Do not do I think. We trade purely on technicals. Look at that goose head right there, upside down, got his head in the water. Upstart, you got this wedge, coming right into, it's like a descending triangle here. It's bad, ugly. I'm still thinking that we're going to get back below the support area. You can see I really want to be below these candles, looking for a move down. But this stock was, pumped up. It was run up, well overextended, way overvalued. So now the 15-minute chart, we got this push up on Friday or Thursday and has been downtrending ever since. A few of those names that are in that same sector doing the same thing. So UVXY, this is another pattern that was in the last video. These candles, so if you look, if those candles weren't there, you would have a bottom ascending triangle. Those candles did pull down and ruin the pattern. But I do want to point out low, higher low, higher low. Those candles come in, kind of ruined it. But then another higher low. If it wasn't for those candles, we would have a bottom ascending triangle here. Either way, whatever we have, I'm looking at it right now like a tabletop. We need to take this 50 out for UVXY to push. And you can see that in the VIX as well. Look, there's your goose head. There's your bill, bullish. Wells Fargo, kind of choppy Friday, just about like everything else. Didn't have that power at the end of the day like the market did itself, like the SPY did. XLF, you can see this little, it's a hammer slash dragonfly there. We're not quite on the end, so I'm going to call it a hammer. But once again, there's that upside down duck goose head. Looks like he's got his head in the water fishing. Looking bearish there. ExxonMobil. You can see ExxonMobil. We were watching this trend line right here. We ended up breaking below this trend line. If ExxonMobil loses this 50, I would watch for a move back down to this previous support level. This one first. Come back down to about the 90, 89, 50 area. We have to lose that 50 first. And AMC. This could be, is it or isn't it? I posted another chart into the Discord with just the price action and the moving averages, and neckline, the symmetry is not perfect. When your symmetry is not level, then it takes some of the probabilities out of the trade for working. But we are looking pretty bearish. We'd already tested this level here, this trend line, as a support level, shoulder, head, shoulder. For this to confirm, just needs to break below the pattern and confirm. Look at your MACD. Looks like it wants to cross right on over and roll down. So let's see where this is going. And that concludes our video. I do apologize it's so long. I'll see everybody in the trading room.